2, 3. Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Y'all are doing amazing for this being a language, most of you. Okay, let's do that call and response one more time, yeah? See what happens if you do it with that little spark of energy, with that little smile, even if you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. We're just gonna pretend that we do, and together, the group wisdom is gonna go, yeah? Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Y todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Can we try it? We can do it. I'm gonna invite you to stand up if you feel ready to do that, yeah? If your body wants to. If you want to also like lay down under a tree, we're here for it. Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Y todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Y todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Yes, I sing. I'll sing from here and you'll sing from there. Together we'll sing down the walls with love in our hearts like the waves of the sea. Together we'll sing until one more time. Yo canto acá y tú cantas allá. Y todos los muros vamos a tumbar. Con nuestro amor como olas del mar. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Cantando llegamos a la libertad. Heck yes, friends. Thank you. Have a seat. So the goal is, their invitation, sing it every night at 7 o'clock. People all over the world are singing at 7 o'clock to remember these children, these families who should be set free. And some night at 7 o'clock, you get your pod or your people together in your living room. You film it, you post it, you tag free families. So we're raising awareness, and the singing is helping it to go viral everywhere. Thank you, friends.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, and I am one of the organizers of this meeting today, and I'm really excited to introduce someone I got to meet recently, Trina, who is part of Singing Resistance Northfield. And Trina, Trina, along with other leaders with Singing Resistance Northfield, recently organized a really powerful action at Northfield Pride, and Trina graciously offered to come up here and tell us a little bit about it. So I'll pass the mic over to you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. So my name is Trina, and how many people from Northfield here? Anybody? Well, okay, we got somebody from Northfield. How many were with us in June? Woo, yes, thank you. That's amazing. Okay, so just a little background. Before this past winter, it had never occurred to me to organize anything at all. I don't do crowds, right? I find them overwhelming, and I find it hard to keep my nervous system regulated, especially when there's a lot of emotions flying around. But when I saw what you all were doing up here, I could tell that it was different. And the singing together, I could tell that it gave a place for our bodies to stay with the fear, the pain, the grief, the anger, and to really feel how connected we are. And it was so healing. And so I was like, okay, sign me up. I want to be a part of this. This is the kind of change that I want to be a part of. And so it was amazing to feel our small Northfield community coming together in this way. And we could really feel that we weren't alone. So then June rolls around, and we had our first action where there was actually some intensity. So in years past, our local Pride in the Park in Northfield had some very loud and obnoxious and committed agitators, and it got so bad that they were actually even considering canceling Pride this year. But they decided to go ahead and hold it, and they asked for Singing Resistance help, and some wonderful folks from the Twin Cities came and helped us to organize, so thank you. So our goal was to create a force field of love to help counter the impact of our spicy actors, or we also called them goofballs, which was actually pretty accurate. We wanted to draw attention away from them and to give a positive focus for our festival goers. So we gathered at Central Park, and we set up this beautiful song circle underneath these two big pine trees. And they were small, but committed group of about 12 people. They stood on the corner outside of the park, and they were carrying these really offensive billboards, like really obnoxious, kind of vile. And they had these super loud amplification. They were yelling insults at us. And we were dressed in rainbow colors, and we had these wonderful big Singing Resistance badges. We had an awesome speaker system, and I think as many as 8 different song leaders who took turns leading the group in song. And sometimes our goofballs said, okay, that's not working, so then they moved to another corner, and a group of us would split off and follow them and sing with them. And what ended up happening was that it was actually so effective, and we had so much fun. And it was clear that our goofballs were thrown off, and they could not dominate the space like they had in the past. And the vibe was so lifted up. And the people who passed by were smiling, and they were thanking us, and they were joining in and singing with us. Yes. So it was an amazing learning opportunity. And there were a lot of things that went really well. I really appreciated the nonviolent direct action training. I felt like I got a lot of learning in a very short amount of time. And it was really useful to have a lot of song leaders. There were a few challenging spots, and I could probably, it'd be fun to go into that, but I think one of the biggest things was it would have been better for us to have spent a little bit more time coordinating with some of our other local organizers, like our Indivisible group. And behind the scenes, there were a lot of really good learning opportunities about how to be a good team. For me personally, there were a lot of times where I felt like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And that was like the message going on and on in my head. I don't know what I'm doing. And then it occurred to me, well, of course I don't know what I'm doing. And if I did, I would only be doing what I knew. Right? And the point of this is to learn something new. The point of it is to step into the unknown, right? So we are collectively emerging into this new territory together. And yes, it's messy, and yes, we need to come to it humble and ready to make mistakes and clean up after ourselves, but through it all to remember why we're here, to remember that we are not alone, and to remember that what calls us together is the power of love. So I want to say to anybody who feels maybe called to organize, on behalf of this love that we all have for each other. And but maybe you doubt yourself. Please remember that you're not alone, and that you were made for this. Because we were made for these times. How about we sing that? Yeah, Linda Noonan wrote this song, I believe, and it starts like this. We were made for these times. 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 And like gold, we will keep on shining. And like gold, we will keep on shining. We were made for these times. We